great. You have to be willing to activate the great from within. It starts with you, and it starts right now. Oh yeah, birds chirping right here in the studio with Tyler Davis.
Greg, how you doing, man?
Good, man. Just doing our thing.
Consistency.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, can't beat it.
No, it's just kind of funny how the topics kind of find us.
Mm-hmm.
This one's really great. I saw this this interview with Jamie Foxx, which we'll include like in what we roll out here. But man, they hit home. And I tell you, these messages find us at different times and in different stages, like in your life. You could hear the same thing, and then 5 years later, it hits you completely different.
Yeah, and I love how you say it finds us.
It does.
Like yesterday, it found you, and then you hit me with it. And like I told you, I was like, man, I needed that today.
Oh,
it was
man.
a good reminder, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah. It's a lot in one, like this whole interview in this one statement, right? He's sitting there talking, and he's being interviewed, asked about his time, that he spent with Ray Charles, and making the movie Raid, wanting to get it right. He's like, hey, Mr. Charles, I want to be able to, I want to make sure this is good for you. They're sitting there playing, and Jamie, makes a mistake hits one wrong note. And he just like, hey, baby. I can't even do it. I'm not even going to try, but it was hilarious. And he goes, you got to take, it's about life. That's life. Hitting the right notes is about life.
Yeah.
It's like taking the time to hit the right note.
Right. And that's powerful right there.
Oh, man. You think about it, like when someone was playing and they were rocking it out on the piano, and then you could tell they missed one note.
Yeah. Yeah. Even though it's that one minor detail makes all the difference.
It gives you something to ping back to.
Right. Because it stands out.
Yeah.
And why is it? Because it don't fit.
And you crushed it on, say it was 1,000 notes you had to hit, and you missed one.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what they remember. Sad thing is, that's just the facts.
That's just life. That's humanity. That's the way our brains work.
Right. And when we do that to ourselves, that's what we remember. Or that's what we latch on to.
Even though there's opportunities to, kind of self-deprecate that situation and laugh at yourself and have fun with it, and the good ones can do that. You know what I mean? And make that transition like, okay, I'm human.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Kind of. But there's just, if you think that didn't stand out to them and they're not going to work on that and make sure it doesn't happen again.
Oh, you know it.
And the fact that they even have another show, they're putting themselves on the platform again to get it right. Yeah. Here's your next chance. Here's what you get to do. You get another chance to get it right.
Yep.
And when, I don't understand why we don't look at our mistakes like that.
Yeah. And it's an opportunity. It's a growth opportunity, man.
Yeah, it's not it's not an after school special.
No.
It's like we're sort of like, man, what's Bobby gonna do?
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah, there should only be one choice.
Yeah, drill it down, baby.
Yeah, learn from it, move forward.
How? You're right? Keep circling back to my man Rocky. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, you got to find a way to keep moving forward. So, today we want to talk about 3 ways to take the time to hit the right note. Feels good. It stops you in your tracks in a great way. So, number 1, you have to slow down and speed up.
So much to that.
What it's not is a euphemism.
Right.
Okay? If you go too fast, ironically, through that statement, you glaze over what's in there. So what's in there? When you think of you have to slow down to speed up, what's in that?
I mean, you have to make yourself slow down and just pause and really reflect on why am I doing what I'm doing in this moment?
Right.
And why does it matter?
What helps what helps make that stand out though? Like when you're sitting there talking about like when you're reflecting, right?
Oh man, when I'm self-reflecting, it's like I always pause and come back to the why. Like, what are my core values? What is it that I'm working towards?
Like you can only know when you reflect, you can only know what you did wrong if you know the process.
Yeah.
You know where you misstepped. Oh, here's why I did that.
Right.
And that's an opportunity to reflect to the process. Am I following the process? Am I straying from that?
Yeah.
And that's everything you were saying at a macro level, but like getting a little granular with it, we're talking about the process.
Right, for sure. Because that note that he hit, that was a misstep in the process.
For sure. And so in the process is like cultivating your craft too. Slowing down to speed up means, hey, guess what? I've allocated some time to practice. Here's what I've invested into myself. That way when I'm in the game, again.
Yep, I'm going to hit the right note.
Yeah. Or I'm going to do the right thing on a file, or I'm going to kill it on a real estate transaction, or anything that you have going on. I'm going to knock it out of the park on my presentation at work. Whatever it may be.
Right. Don't rush through it. I mean,
where are you going? You ain't from Russia. Why are you rushing?
Right. Well, I mean, and if you've ever seen an interview of cops or something, they talk about an accident. Usually speed's involved.
Yeah.
You're going too fast, you're going to crash.
Right, because you just don't have, you haven't given yourself the opportunity to, really understand what goes in and out of something great.
Well,
right?
and slowing down, like you said, with the process and the pre-planning.
For sure. You just don't get to wing it. And there's so many folks that kind of just do that. And we all do that to a degree.
Sure we do.
It certainly doesn't make it okay.
But it's being able to slow down. It's
recognize,
catch yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, check yourself.
That's it. And it is like that. And that's where we talk about having those little slash marks, like where, oh, bam, caught myself. When.
Yep.
That's slowing. Oh, you're slowed down enough to acknowledge that you caught yourself.
Exactly.
That's a baby win, baby.
Yeah.
Come on.
And that little hash mark makes it tangible. Makes it real. It's not just in your head.
Correct. So that's just a really nice, easy way to break it down. Like, get back to the process.
Yeah.
Slow it down. Catch yourself doing it. It works. Number 2, be a student of the game.
Yeah, man.
Do you really arrive when you're cultivating a craft? Do you think Ray Charles ever felt like he arrived or let his guard down? I just made one mistake.
Yeah, absolutely not. Because that statement in that video that he said to Jamie Foxx proves that point. Like, he never stopped being a student of his craft.
Stay grounded enough to stay a student.
Yes.
Keep that sponge mind. Right. Realize, like, hey, guess what you're checking at the door when you're doing that?
What's that?
The ego.
There it is.
And that's what gets in the way.
Yeah, man.
We want to speed it up. Well, we're the bomb. We got this. Da 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 da. Oh, I'm around my friends. They won't care if I miss a note. They'll still think I'm cool because they can't do it.
Yeah. But come on now.
I'm just saying it's defeatist.
Yeah.
And we all find ourselves. We all have an opportunity to catch ourselves doing that.
For sure.
Peacocking. That's it, baby. That's exactly what it is.
That's so much because you don't want to be the best player on the team. And it can be easy to get into that mindset of, it's okay if I make a misstep.
Oh, man.
Man, I'm still winning. Yeah, but are you?
Man, that kind of is a nice segue. Being a student of the game, do you think students of the game really constantly and consistently surround themselves with lessers?
No.
Ain't no way.
No, you brought something up earlier, Mamba mentality, where he talks about that interview, the other guy, from the other guy's standpoint, where he's like, I showed up, he was already practicing. Covey was already practicing. I got done. He was still practicing. And the point of that was, I wanted you to know.
I'll outwork you.
I will outwork you. But that also led to, 40 points in the game or whatever it was because he's going through the process. Today
I was really, kicking my own butt, on the elliptical, right? They had this climbing thing, right? And I'm like, it was hurting me. I'm like at 14 elevation, and I'm like, oh. But, it's so funny how quickly you're begging for the 14 when you were hanging around 19. Yeah. And this thing's hit. I'm MFing this thing, okay, at 22. I'm like, are you serious?
Yep.
Hey, if you go up on a hill, you got to come down. I'm like, where is the downside of this hill at? You know what I mean? I'm going. But then, you hit 22 a couple times, 14 felt like a breeze.
Exactly. Because you can do it.
So, and that's like when you think Kobe got tired?
Come on, sure
man.
He did.
He did, but compare it to everybody else. So you scale it to his competition. I guarantee you, he outworked them to the point where their level of exhaustion, there's no way it mirrored his.
Right, because when their level of exhaustion kicked in, his mental fortitude was way stronger.
Way strong.
A lot of times in that space, our bodies can keep going. It's our minds that tell us
you
to
got
go
it
up.
Yeah, Goggins is a great example of that. A lot of the Navy SEALs have put out some great content on that. Jocko Willink, Leif Babin. There's some really good stuff about mindset, but that's a big part of it. And being student of the game is definitely a mindset that we want to encourage if you're trying to hit the right note, baby.
Yeah, it is.
That's it, Lastly, and this all tethers together, right? Take pride in what you do.
Man, you're not going to do the first two if you don't take pride in what you do.
That's an all access pass, right? That's the what do you call that? The fast pass to Cedar Point. That's a fast pass. Having pride in what you do is the fast pass to everything else that we were talking about.
Because then you remember why it matters. Why does the process matter?
We're going to get into that.
Yeah, because you take pride in it.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that there's a lot of going through the motions.
Sure.
Hey, I showed up. Oh, I had movement, but I didn't have any progress.
Yeah.
Progress, man. You definitely take pride in what you do if you're seeking progress.
Absolutely.
Because of all the other things.
Exactly.
You want to perfect your process. You want the next transaction to be better. You want it to bother you that something didn't go A+.
Right.
And if it doesn't bother you,
you're not taking pride in it, man.
No, how?
Right.
How? I just don't understand, like, and there's opportunities to own situations. Within that, you're taking pride in what you do. You're like, hey, you know what? There are takeaways from this.
Sure.
So it doesn't happen again.
Right. Which is slowing down to speed up to hit the right note.
Oh, man. I wish I could sing, but I can't. Like, dude, I would
Same.
hit it. I would do it. I just don't have it in me. I just get to appreciate it.
Likewise.
So take pride in what you do. I mean, come on. This is the accelerant, okay? This is the fuel in your Ferrari, okay? If you want to tackle these things, take pride in what you do. And if you don't know what that means, you're probably doing the wrong thing. You probably, if you can't take pride in what you do, you should probably find a new thing.
Mm-hmm.
If it doesn't motivate you to do that.
That's right, because you ain't passionate enough about it to take
going
pride
through
in it.
Yeah, going through the motions, man.
Right, just getting through a day.
Yeah.
It's like you wake up and you're like, man, I can't wait to go back to bed. And you're laying there in bed like, oh, I can't wait to wake up tomorrow. Like, what is it? What are you doing?
Oh, man, it's just tough. You saying that, taking time to hit the right note, from like the ultimate macro, right? The power of the present moment, right? Be in the moment, right? Be in the moment. Like, be where you're at and be content with, not content. Don't, for the people that twist that around, what I'm saying is be content with the moment.
Yeah.
Don't be content with, your dedication to your process or to working out or to your clients or to your people or to your family, or to your faith. That's not what I'm saying.
Right.
Be in the moment, though.
Be where you are.
Right. Correct. Exactly. So 3 ways to take time to hit the right note. You have to slow down to speed up, right?
You do.
You got to be a student of the game.
Yep.
And you got to take pride in what you do. But what are we going to do with it, right? What are our calls to action? This is kind of like the first time in this specific sandbox to play with this. So, number one, like call to action, right? Ask yourself, why am I doing this if I'm not trying to get better?
You got to know the answer to that.
Oh, this is your homework for this episode right here.
Yeah.
If you're not trying to get better, why are you even doing it? Question for yourself.
And it's okay if it takes a little while for that answer to come to you.
Oh, yeah. It's not a checklist. Like, take your time with it.
Right.
Slow motion.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Implement the slow down to speed up.
Oh, yeah. No doubt about it. So ask yourself that question, and only you know the answer. And, reflect. It's a reflection. That's what we're looking at. Look back. Why am I doing this? Okay.
Yep.
Second, actually slow down. Okay?
Right.
We say slow down to speed up. That phrase has been around for so long. But when you slow down just enough, right? You can actually drill it down. Why are you doing what you're doing? Why do I continue to make this mistake if it's, habitual, right?
Yes.
Why did this happen in the first place? If you don't drill it down, I'm here to tell you, it will keep popping up.
It absolutely will. What that I didn't know that I was doing wrong, or is it I'm not taking time to do it right?
Oh, man. And that's a whole nother rabbit hole to go down.
Yeah.
When you're not, you choose.
But you got to slow down to be able to come to that realization. You have to.
It's it starts with a choice. You choose to do it. Like I'm going to consciously slow down because I take pride in what I do, because I'm a student of the game and I don't want to miss a note.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to drill it down so that doesn't happen.
Yep.
Because I care, because I like what I'm doing. And if you don't like what you're doing, just scrap it. So this is information for the job that you do like.
Yeah.
Okay. But you have to be able to drill it down. And lastly, if you're not ready to take action now on this, when?
It's got to be now.
What are we doing?
Right.
If you're not ready to move on this now, you definitely need to find a new gig.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Because you need to slow down and take the time to do it right the first time. Otherwise, you're just spinning your wheels, man, because you ain't going to have time to come back and do it again.
I want to buck the trend of accepted mediocrity.
Yeah.
It's happening. You get consumed by it. And if you think it's not you, that's a false front too. If you don't think that you can't get infected by other people's mediocrity, it's just not the case.
Because I'm doing good enough. Well, come on now.
What we trying to do, baby? We're trying to hit the right note.
That's right.
Every time. Catch you next time on Activate the Grid. Want to take a quick minute to thank our sponsor, ccmindiana.com, for all your mortgage needs. Very competitive, ready to rock, ready to help you be a pre-approved buyer that can compete. Ready to get pre-approved for your next mortgage? Stop by ccmindiana.com and see how we can help.